Welcome back, children. In our second video, I'm going to explain you about the difficult words from this chapter, and we'll start the explanation of the paragraphs. Children, before I start the explanation of the paragraph of the chapter, the 100 dresses part second, I'm going to explain the difficult words from page number 73 to 75. Here's the first word, expectant. It means having or showing an excited feeling that something good is about to happen. The second word is deliberately. It means intentionally. Third word is listened closely. It means listened with attention. Fourth is indicated. It means point out or show. Fifth is holler Pollock, refers to a Pole or a person of Polish descent. Sixth is thoughtlessness. It means careless. Seventh is sick feeling in the bottom of stomach. That means nervous. Eighth is glance. It means take a hurried look. Ninth is casualness. It means a relaxed attitude. 10th is gruffly. It means harsh. 11th is damp and dismal. It means wet and sad, here expressing a state of hopelessness. 12th is dumb. It means unwilling to speak. 13th is sparse. It means scattered. 14th is firmly. It means with little possibility of movements. Children, before I start the explanation of chapter The 100 Dresses Part 2 written by Albesor Esther, I want to remind you about the previous chapter. There, in the end of that chapter, the class teacher, Miss Mason, she announced the result of the drawing competition. And in that, Wanda Petronsky, she won the drawing competition among girls, and she made 100 dresses. And after that, the story is going to continue here. All the people were observing the drawings. While the class was circling the room, the monitor from the principal office brought Miss Mason a note. Miss Mason read it several times and studied it thoughtfully for a while. Then she clapped her hands. What happened? Miss Mason, she got a note from the monitor, and the note was brought from the principal office. Miss Mason, she took the note. She read it several times as if she is unable to believe that thing, and she was in deep thoughts. Then she clapped her hands to attract the children towards her. Attention class, everyone back to their seat. When the shuffling of feet had stopped and room was still and quiet, Miss Mason said, I have a letter from Wanda's father that I want to read to you. As everything was going on, at the same moment, the shuffling of the feet had stopped, and every child, they went to their seat. Now Miss Mason said that she had a letter from Wanda's father and that she wanted to read to the children. Miss Mason stood there a moment, and silence in the room grew tense and expectant. Expectant means showing an excited feeling. The teacher adjusted her glasses slowly and deliberately, means intentionally, and her manner indicated means to show that what was coming, this letter from Wanda's father, was a matter of great importance. Everybody listened closely means listened with attention as Miss Mason read the brief note. Now Miss Mason, she stood there for a moment, and there was silence in the class. It grew more tense and the children, they expected something from Miss Mason. And what the teacher did, she adjusted her glasses first. Deliberately she adjusted that, intentionally she did, and like the manner that she indicated that she want to show something. And what was coming? The letter from Wanda's father. It was a matter of great importance, she said. According to her, everybody, all the children, they listened to Miss Mason, and she started reading the brief note written by Wanda's father. Now look at the letter. It was like this: Dear teacher, my Wanda will not come to your school anymore. Jake also. Now we move away to big city. No more Holler Pollock. Holler Pollock here means refer to a Pole or person of Polish descent. No more ask why funny name. Plenty of funny names in the big city. Yours truly, Jan Petronsky. Now in the letter, when Miss Mason, she read what her father written, that her daughter Wanda, she will not come to their school anymore, and her brother Jake also, as they were going to move to a big city where no one will tease them of their Polish descent, and no one will make fun of their name, because in that big city plenty of funny names are there. Yours truly, Jan Petronsky. A deep silence met the reading of this letter. Miss Mason took off her glasses, blew on them, and wiped them on a soft white handkerchief. Then she put them on again and looked at the class. When she spoke, her voice was very low. As she read the letter, there was a deep silence in the class. And Miss Mason, what she did, she just took off her glasses, she blew on her glasses, and wiped her glasses with a soft white handkerchief. Then she again put it again, and she looked at the class at that time. And this time, when she was speaking, her voice was very low, means sad voice. I'm sure that none of the boys and girls in room number 13 would purposely and deliberately hurt anyone's feelings, because his or her name had happened to be long unfamiliar one. Then she just made them realize that she was sure that none of the boys and girls from room number 13, they used to sit in room number 13, they purposely or deliberately, intentionally, they have not hurt anyone's feelings, because his or her name happened to be long or unfamiliar one. She wanted that they should realize their mistake. Now Miss Mason continued. She said that I prefer to think that what was said in thoughtlessness. Thoughtlessness means careless way. I know that all of you feel the way I do, that this is a very unfortunate thing to have happened. Unfortunate and sad both, and I want you all to think about it. Now Miss Mason, she became so sad. She said that whatever you have said, it was said, but in thoughtlessness means careless way. And she said that I stands for Miss Mason. She said that I know that all of you feel the way I do. She just said that she made them realize that whatever I am feeling, you are feeling the same way. And really this was very unfortunate thing, that this thing happened in your room number 13. That was unfortunate and sad both. And she wanted that all should think about it, that what they have done. The first period was a study period. Mary tried to prepare her lessons, but she could not put her mind on her work. As Miss Mason, she just said these things, Mary, she lost her concentration, and that the first period was of study period. And Mary, she tried to prepare her lessons, but She couldn't concentrate towards her work. She had a very sick feeling in the bottom of her stomach. That means sick feeling in the bottom of the stomach means nervous. She was nervous. And true, she had not enjoyed listening to Peggy ask Wanda how many dresses she had in her closet, but she had said nothing. She started thinking about that this was the reality. That she didn't enjoy it when Peggy used to ask Wanda how many dresses she had in her closet. But one more thing is that she had not said anything to Peggy. She had stood by silently, and that was just as bad as what Peggy had done. Worse, she was a coward. At least Peggy hadn't considered they were being mean, but Maddie had thought they were doing wrong. She could put herself in Wanda's shoes. Now, what happened as she was thinking about that, she had not stopped Peggy to tease Wanda. She stood silently, and that was not a good thing. It was just a bad thing that she had done, the Peggy had done. It was worse than anything else. And Maddie, she considered herself as a coward. She thought that at least she hadn't considered that they were being mean. It was mean. She thought about herself. She thought that they were doing something wrong. And she put herself in Wanda's shoe. Means she just put herself at the place of Wanda. Goodness, wasn't there anything she could do? She thought that there was not a single thing that she could have done. Or they could do anything else to stop Wanda going. Children, now here this video ends. In the third video, we are going to do the explanation of the paragraphs. Thank you. Have a nice day.